While filming in Botswana, South Africa, a BBC film crew got the experience of a lifetime after a horrifying leopard attack. The clip begins with Richard Jones, a cameraman for BBC's Spy in the Wild series, attempting to track a pack of wild dogs. After a long time of scouting, the camera crew eventually spots a pack of dogs antagonizing an enormous and angry male leopard.
A male leopard.
Coming this way.
Richard senses trouble.
The large animal proceeds to climb the trees to avoid the wild dogs, but just as they thought it was over, the leopard looks at the crew and does this.
Then it happens.
Hey, go away! Why?
The cameraman drops the camera out of fear, but due to Richard's experience and quick thinking, the crew managed to get out of this encounter alive. The beautiful city of Nashik, India, became a frenetic and passing hotspot after its residents spotted a large and aggressive leopard roaming the city's streets. The clip shows rescuers standing outside the gates of a house while holding a net to catch the animal roaming around the city. Minutes later, an enormous leopard reveals itself and does something truly horrifying. After successfully catching the animal, the crowd can be seen trying to beat the animal while cops and rescuers do their best to stop the aggressive crowd. Luckily, neither the leopard nor the people were seriously injured during the encounter. A team made to drive a leopard away from a village grew to hundreds when the task proved to be more dangerous than expected. This adrenaline-pumping clip starts off with a group of men attempting to drive away a leopard hiding in the fields with the help of firecrackers. The encounter escalates when some of the men chase after the leopard in the jungle, leaving it no choice but to fight back. Despite this, the men continue charging, showing no regard for their safety, but the predator does not back down and proceeds to do something terrifying. Thankfully, the clip cuts to showing the leopard finally being caught and transported in a cage while hundreds of locals cheer on. In northern Botswana, a safari tour went south after a tourist encountered a terrifying leopard that did the unexpected. This petrifying encounter starts with a man recording a leopard walking closer and closer to the truck where he and his tour guide are sitting. With the predator right beside his door, the man becomes rigid as he realizes the amount of danger he is in, when suddenly the animal decides to do this.
Ow. That kind of hurt.
Despite the animal scratching his leg, the man remains calm and collected, refusing to make any sudden moves that could escalate the situation and make things worse.
Watch my shoe.
Stop.
He's got my shoe.
Thankfully, the tour guide decides to turn the Jeep on, scaring the leopard away. Tourists in Madikwe Private Game Lodge came across a terrifying sight after they caught an extremely protective mother leopard off guard. The heart-racing video picks up with the leopard bluff charging and threatening the tourists, recording it from afar. As they record the animal despite it being aggressive, they eventually get the scare of a lifetime after it does this. Luckily, after a minute-and-a-half encounter, the predator eventually loses interest in the tourists and proceeds to back off into the bushes. This freaky clip was shot by Felipe Mateni in partnership with the Vanishing Treasures program, and it features a close-up look at a very curious snow leopard. Beginning the video, the animal can be seen sneaking and approaching the camera slowly, keeping its eyes locked and glued to the camera at all times. As the animal gets close enough to the camera, it then decides to get a much closer look at the camera, inspecting it, and doing this. Thanks to the leopard attempting to eat the camera, we can get a closer look at the inner workings of this terrifying predator's mouth and its sharp, long canines. The animal then sneaks away after hearing someone, ending the bone-chilling clip. This terrifying encounter begins with a group of men recording a full-size adult leopard located only a few feet away from their truck. The animal, aware of the men recording it, proceeds to give them a scare after it suddenly decides to come get a closer look. Luckily, the predator does not give attention to the men and proceeds to walk away from the area completely. What was supposed to be just another late-night drive home became interesting after a group of friends got the idea of tracking down a leopard going about its own business. The clip starts as we see the friends driving around in a forest when they suddenly spot one of the leopards walking along the road up ahead. They eventually focus on tracking one leopard, and the whole experience is both majestic yet terrifying at the same time. Thankfully, the leopard does not do anything despite being followed by the group. Regardless, it is still a bone-chilling experience. A group of friends' ski adventure was halted after they came across an unexpected lurker stalking them in the thick snow. Skiing in the snowy mountains, the man recording the video traverses the woods confidently until he catches sight of something terrifying. The stalemate between the group and the snow leopard lasts almost a full 2 minutes until it was finally interrupted when the leopard does something unexpected. After a threatening charge, the predator retreats back into the woods and leaves the group alone to continue skiing in the snow. In April 2018, a group of men were tasked with the burden of releasing a snow leopard into the wild after they caught it in the village of Khyber, India. At the start of the video, a group of men can be seen surrounding a snow leopard in a cage and trying to drive it out into the wild. Moments later, and after tilting the cage downwards, they successfully drive the predator out of its cage, where they then follow and record it. Surprisingly, the animal does not instantly run away from the site. Instead, it strolls, staying dangerously near the group. After a while, the leopard eventually decides to run away, leaving no one harmed. A mesmerizing yet unnerving experience greeted a group of tourists after they got a close meeting with a large leopard on a safari. This adrenaline-inducing clip shows a few tourists following a leopard while it's walking around, most likely hunting for prey. The predator can repeatedly be seen approaching and going past the tourists' ride, leaving the tourists both amazed and yet terrified at the same time. The encounter ends with the leopard finally disappearing into the bush away from the tourists. Two men traveling by car encountered a snow leopard during their ride, which then proceeded to do something they did not expect. The video begins with the camera pointing to the horizon, showing the snow and the mountains. But something else is eventually revealed when the camera turns to the right. The animal proceeds to walk toward the men, shocking and scaring them both, yet they still keep recording footage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The whole encounter lasts almost 2 minutes, with the predator staying only a few inches away, inspecting them and not taking its eyes off the men.
ये हमारे इक्कम गांव में
Fortunately, the animal loses interest and leaves after a while.